Welcome to Emergency Management Associates, coming to you from the Area Command, 392 miles west of Kitty Hawk Beach, North Carolina. We want to welcome everybody who's joined us here on the program this morning and this afternoon. We're coming on the air right now with an important update on one, an earthquake in Peru, and two, I want to comment on what happened last night over in Georgia with the presidential debate between President Biden and President Trump. I'm going to wait now for just a few more minutes until we get people here in the chat, and then we will talk about what's going on. I don't want to have to repeat myself about what's happening. Tammy Steppe is here from North Carolina. Thank you, Tammy, for being here. 5x5 here from Tammy. Thank you so much. We have Sheila Dean is here as well. She says hi. Thank you so much for being here. Heidi Petrick is here. Hello. Hi, everybody. Hi, Heidi. It's very good to see you again, too. We've already got a 5x5. I just want to get a few more people here in chat because, like I said, I don't want to repeat myself about anything. Deborah Reese is here from Colorado. Laura Marie from Oregon is here. Diana 2 is here. Trish Killian is here. Welcome, Trish. Thank you so much. Trish is a longtime friend of mine and a friend of our program. We appreciate you being here. Laura Hunter is here. Thank you so much for being here, guys. We appreciate you so much. I'm still waiting for a few more people here. Vicky's here. Deborah Reese is here. What's the topic? Earthquake? Yes, we have an earthquake in Peru that I want to talk about. It is a major earthquake. A major earthquake near Arequipa, Peru, southern Peru. I want to also comment on the presidential debate in Georgia last night. Nicole Molar is here. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate all of you here. I'm just waiting for a couple, one or two mods here, and then we'll get going here. Carolyn from Denver is here. Hurricane Heather is here. Welcome, Hurricane Heather. She says she's here, but she can only listen. I appreciate that so much. Heather's had some health issues, and I don't blame her for only wanting to listen. I appreciate you, Heather. God bless you. Heather is a very dear sister to us. She's awesome. Tim Bellwood from Florida is here. Thank you so much, Tim. God bless you. Brokefish is here. My buddy Brokefish is here from Oregon. Thank you for being here, Daryl. God bless you for being here. Thank you so much. Hurricane Heather has a concussion. She was out walking her dog the other day and fell and had a concussion. She's great. Okay, I think we've got a few people here I want to talk about what's happening. I want to show you this earthquake in Peru before we go any further. This is a very serious issue, okay? Although it did not spark a tsunami, it was a powerful earthquake nonetheless. It was a 7.2 major earthquake. We've seen 7.2 earthquakes cause tsunamis before, but this was on land. That is the only reason that this earthquake did not cause a tsunami. It was right up against the western coast of Arequipa, Peru. Okay? It was a 7.2 major earthquake. The National Tsunami Warning Center issued a possible tsunami advisory right after it happened, and they later withdrew that tsunami advisory. There was no tsunami at all. The advisory was for 1 to 3 foot waves over there near Peru and possibly Chile. But like I said, that tsunami advisory was later withdrawn. I want to comment on this earthquake. Like I said, usually with an earthquake of this size, there are injuries and people killed. That's not the case with this earthquake. Okay? This earthquake injured 7 people. This earthquake injured 7 people. Okay? At least 8 people have been injured, though. Okay, earlier today, well, just about 20 minutes ago, they said 7. Now the number is up to 8 people have been injured after that powerful 7.2 earthquake slammed into the southern coast of Peru overnight. It was at a depth of 28 kilometers, 17 miles deep. The quake hit 5 miles west of Arequipa, Peru, about 600 kilometers, 372 miles south of the capital of Lima. Some residents of Arequipa said on social media that they felt a very strong and long quake. A very strong and long quake. They said their beds shook. With this kind of quake, that's exactly what you would expect to have, as having beds shake. Closed-circuit TV coverage from the nearby town of Caraval shows a residential street as a tremor shakes violently and people came flying, running out of their homes. The quake was felt as far as the capital of Lima. Video was posted to social media showing the lamps swaying inside homes. That's one of the reasons I'm not posting any videos at this time of this quake, is all it's doing is showing lamps swaying. That's it. That's it. 8 people, like I said, have been injured. Of those, some people have sought medical attention in 2 different hospitals in the ICA region. The ICA region, ICA region. 3 were treated for minor injuries at a hospital in the neighboring Arequipa region, both in southwestern Peru. Now, no deaths have been reported. Okay? I want to make that clear. No deaths have been reported following this earthquake. It was just barely slightly offshore. They are finishing the preliminary reports of this incident. Those reports right now are saying no deaths have been reported. The authorities in Peru and Chile are monitoring the impact on infrastructure, meaning gas mains and water mains. The Peruvian presidency said on Twitter, former Twitter X, that the government is monitoring the situation and evaluating any possible damage. The Pacific Tsunami Warning Center, like I said, initially issued an alert warning of possible tsunami waves ranging anywhere from 1 to 3 meters high, along with some coastal areas in Peru, but a later advisory came out and there was no tsunami threat from that quake. Now, Peru and most of the South American or South Pacific coast area, they border 2 tectonic plates, the South American plate and the Pacific plate. Okay? We talked briefly about this about 2 weeks ago. There's 2 plates there, 2 tectonic plates, the South American plate and the Pacific plate. And just like the Pacific plate is subducting under the North American plate, the same thing is happening over there in South America. The Pacific plate is subducting, going directly underneath the South American plate, deep diving into the center of the earth, just like this. Okay? This happened at about 1:36 a.m. Eastern Time this morning. 1:36 Eastern Time this morning. Okay? Do any of you have any questions about this story? We may be giving you an update on this story later on tonight. But for right now, this is the information that we have. Cassandra Goss is here. Bella Virgo is here. Thank you, Bella Virgo, for being here. Rebecca is here. Thank you so much. Deborah Reese was the one that asked what time it was. Cowboy Roy Rogers. No wonder you were on early reporting on the seismic activity in Peru. That's exactly right. Geomagnetic Earthwatch reported on late last night and today. Please continue praying for any victims. Yes, there have been upwards of 8 people injured, and these are just preliminary numbers, guys. You got to remember, these are only preliminary numbers. Yes, the earthquake happened at 1:36 a.m. this morning. However, people are still wondering what's going on. There may be more people that will be talking about this. Okay? There may be more people that were injured that just have not made themselves available to any hospitals. Or maybe the first responders that are out there have not found them yet. This was a very major, strong earthquake. Okay? I want to emphasize this. This was a major, strong earthquake. Okay? We've talked about the Cascadia being a 9.0, 10.0 earthquake. We've talked about other earthquakes up and down the west coast of the United States. We've talked about other 7s over in the Philippines. Yes, the Philippines had a 7.4. Davao, Philippines, just about 4 years ago. They had people killed and injured. Major damage in the Philippines. But again, it happened right in the middle of Davao, Philippines. Southern Philippines. Okay? Water sloshed out of pools on the top of apartment buildings. All kinds of damage and people killed and injured. Schools closed, schools completely flattened in the Philippines. This did not happen this time in Peru. We don't have all the information yet out of Peru yet. Okay? Like I said, if I can happen to get any information later on tonight, we will come back on the air tonight to tell you about it. Now, NCWQ Worldwide News and Disaster Explorer is talking about a tropical depression. Okay? It's 100% to form into tropical storm hurricane. That storm is down, I believe, in the Gulf of Mexico. That's what we believe. Okay? That's what we believe. Now, doggone it, I had a little tiny fly flying in the middle of my nose, right in front of my nose. It drives me crazy. Okay, Rebecca says it's out in the Atlantic Ocean. Okay, I was thinking it was a tropical depression down there in the Gulf of Mexico. She says it's out in the Caribbean. Okay? The Atlantic Ocean. Now, Carol Martin is here in the chat saying isolated region in Peru may have difficulty getting news out. That's exactly what I'm saying. I believe that's why we don't have any real good information about this earthquake right now. Yes, they are reporting at least 8 people injured. This is right along the coastal area of southwestern Peru. We're going to wait and see what happens here. We're going to wait and see what happens. I don't want to make any major statements because we don't have that information. And I'm not going to do that. I don't work that way. Okay. Anyway, some of you were asking about me commenting on the debate last night. The debate was embarrassing. It was absolutely embarrassing. President Trump stumbled, or not President Trump, President Biden stumbled all over the place. He said he had a cold, and that was what was responsible for him having a raspy voice last night. But that was not the entire truth, if indeed there was any truth to that statement. But the problem is this. President Biden stumbled all over the place. All over. He made up stories. He absolutely lied to the people, lied to the news media. Now, the news media has been covering all this up. The news media has been covering this up for quite some time. Rebecca's asking what Trump won. Yes, Trump won that debate, hands down. There was one point in time, well, I'm going to tell you about 2 points in time during the debate. One about 15 or 20 minutes before the debate was even over. Biden said he had the support of police unions across the country. That was a lie. Biden said he had the support of the Border Patrol. That was also a lie. Right after Biden said he had the support of Border Patrol and Customs Border Enforcement, Border Patrol said that they were not going to endorse Biden at all. Border Patrol said they weren't going to endorse the president. There's good reason for it. Because Biden has not given Border Patrol or even the asylum court judges the information and the money they need to do their job. Biden's not giving it to them. Now, law enforcement organizations. I know for a fact, because I belong to one of the largest law enforcement organizations in the country. Law enforcement is not supporting President Biden. Border Patrol is not supporting President Biden. They're both supporting President Trump. They're both supporting President Trump. Then Biden, he had gaffes all night long. He lied and had gaffes throughout the night. He talked first one time about Afghanistan and pulling the troops out of Afghanistan. He denied anybody got killed at first. Then a few minutes later he came back and said, oh yeah, we had a few people killed, but nothing else really happened. Really? The Biden administration left billions of dollars of military property on the ground in Afghanistan. He gave those billions of dollars of military property over to the terrorist organizations in Afghanistan and in the Middle East. They are the ones that have all that property. Planes, helicopters, tanks, other military vehicles on the ground over in Afghanistan, and Biden gave it to him. Biden did not even attempt to bring them home. There were 6 American soldiers killed. There were also Americans on the ground in Afghanistan that are still there. We left behind a lot of Americans that were civilians. We left them there. What's the problem with this statement? What is the problem with that statement? We left our American citizens in Afghanistan when we pulled out. That's not the way to love our friends and love our enemies. That's not the way to do it. Biden lied throughout his testimony during the debate. He said he had countries that respected him, and yet that was just the opposite. Biden is a weak president. Nobody respects him on the world stage. Okay? Unreal. Then the last gaffe that he made right before the debate was over, he said he was happy to go and play golf with President Trump. Biden said he had a 6 handicap, which was actually possibly an 8. He stumbled all over his handicap rating. He stumbled and said he could drive a ball further than President Trump. The last time Biden and President Trump went golfing, Biden could not even send a ball more than 50 yards downrange. Okay? He can't golf. He's not able to. It's not because he's incapable, it's because he is too damn old to be doing it. He has dementia. What I believe is a problem with President Biden, no, I don't like the man. I am a conservative person. I don't belong to the Republican Party, but I belong to conservatism. I don't like Biden. Biden has been inept since he even assumed the presidency. I consider what has happened during the past 4 years elder abuse. Elder abuse. Biden has fallen downstairs. Biden has fallen going up the stairs to Air Force One in front of cameras. The other day he was leaving Air Force One and he had problems going down the stairs. When he got out onto the flat tarmac of the airport, he very slowly shuffled his feet on the ground and headed for the helicopter. The poor man can't hardly walk. He's got dementia. Last night, after the debate was over, poor Joe Biden had to go on the stage and escort Joe Biden off. That's pretty poor. And it's not just the American citizens that saw what happened last night. It was the entire world. The entire world, excuse me, the entire world saw what happened over in Georgia. The weakest president in history. President Trump at one point called him the worst president since Woodrow Wilson. It's bad. It's bad. Okay? The United States citizens saw President Biden there. The world saw President Biden there. I don't believe there's a single country on this earth that respects him as a president of the United States. They might respect him as a feeble, inept old man that has dementia. He doesn't even really know what he's saying. That's the other issue there. He doesn't understand what he is saying. Okay? The media has been feeding into this for 4 years. The press secretary has been feeding the media with false information. Honestly, now you're talking to me, or I'm talking to you. I believe that Jean-Pierre needs to have a reporter in the press briefing room take her apart. Take her apart with evidence that she's lying to the American people. She's lying to the press. The whole world saw what happened last night. And now the Democrat Party is meeting with Biden now, trying to tell him to back off and not run for president again. But there's really no one else to run on the Democrat side. Yes, there's Camelback Harris, Kamala Harris. She's also an embarrassment. She's also not able to handle the presidency, and she has actually said that just a few weeks ago. She does not want to be the president. Surgery is saying here in the chat the 25th Amendment time. Impeachment. Absolutely. Absolutely. But who would they put in? Who would they put in? Camelback Harris doesn't want any part of it. Yes, it could fall back onto the Speaker of the House, a Republican. A Republican. He's probably one of the only people that really could handle the presidency right now. Surgery is saying run for president. Phew. I could probably do a better job as president than Biden could ever do. Okay? Now, someone also suggested today that maybe they would like to run Mr. Newscomb from California. And yes, I said Newscomb. I've been saying Newscomb for many years now. Before it became popular, I was one of the first to ever say that. Newscomb is worthless. Newsom is worse than Harris. Newsom is worse than Biden. Okay? Pelosi, Nancy Pelosi. Okay? She was in the Senate, the head person in the Senate. Now, what happened with her just a few days ago? What happened to Pelosi a few days ago? She admitted something very terrible. And Pelosi could go to prison over this. She admitted that she withheld National Guard troops that had been approved by President Trump on January 6th. Nancy Pelosi denied the ability to use National Guard troops on January 6th. And yet, the police chief, the head police chief at the Capitol Police Department, was begging. The Capitol Police chief had to go to the Senate Sergeant at Arms to get permission to use the National Guard. The Sergeant at Arms had to go to Nancy Pelosi, and Nancy Pelosi just 2 days ago admitted that she denied the police, she denied the National Guard from going into the Capitol area. And get this, about 2 years ago, the Capitol Police Chief was interviewed by Tucker Carlson. He said the very same thing that Nancy Pelosi said. But at the time, Nancy Pelosi would not admit to it. Because Nancy Pelosi denied, and actually came out and admitted that she denied the use of the Capitol Police with the National Guard, Nancy Pelosi could be brought up on treason, charges of treason. Treason. Along with many others of the Democrat Select Committee trying to prosecute President Trump. The Democrat Select Committee with pencil neck Schiff, Adam Schiff. And not only him, but all of the Democrats and all of the Republicans who were members of that select committee except for one. Jim Jordan didn't fall for the crap, but the others did. And then, before they disbanded the select committee, they destroyed all the evidence. They made sure they destroyed the evidence so nobody could go back after them. They made false accusations about President Trump. And then they destroyed evidence. Each and every one of those senators and congressmen needs to be brought up on charges. Treason. Every last one of them. Now, we have real problems. The United States of America has real problems. That is why I'm on the air talking about this right now. These problems constitute emergencies. The problems here in the United States constitute emergencies. Why? Because the things that happened in Washington, D.C., and things that are continuing to happen in Washington, D.C. affect each one of us right now. Each one of us right now in our daily lives. Okay? How's that possible? I was asked that just a little while ago. How is it possible that what these people have done affects us today? When was the last time you went to the grocery store? Your buying power has been reduced by 75%. You used to be able to buy a cart of groceries for under $100. Now you cannot, and I can't, even go to the grocery store and buy $100 worth of groceries without it only covering the bottom part of the grocery cart. $100 worth of groceries. Hamburger. 4 pounds of hamburger costs $15. 4 pounds of hamburger costs $15. How about a flat of eggs? A flat of eggs are now 16. Well, actually, as of 2 days ago, a flat of eggs here in Walmart cost $17. That flat of eggs 3 weeks ago was $6.50, and now it is $16. Because what has been happening in Washington, D.C. has driven up the prices, and it's getting worse. Biden last night said that if President Trump gets into office, he will disband Social Security and Medicare. That was a bald-faced lie. That was a bald-faced lie. Trump does not want to disband Social Security or Medicare. He wants to take care of our elderly. President Trump has been talking about this forever. And it's not just that. Veterans. President Biden said he was taking care of the veterans. He said the veterans loved him. Well, a statement that was issued by the Veterans Administration denies that happened. The Veterans Administration says that they do not support President Biden. And in fact, President Biden has cut the funds to the Veterans Department. He's cut funds from the Veterans Department. We have veterans living on the street. We have veterans living on the street. We have immigrants that Biden has brought in, illegal immigrants that Biden has come from across the border. Biden opened up the border and let everybody and their dog in. These immigrants are staying in high-class hotels all over the United States and in New York. And yet, our veterans are living on the street. What's wrong with that situation? Biden last night said he had control of the border, that he was shutting down the border, that he had better control of the border than President Trump ever did. That was a lie. That was a lie. Biden also told the masses last night during the debate that he had not let in any terrorists. That was another lie. We are now in the worst situation we have ever been in. The United States of America is in the midst of an emergency. We are in World War III. Adventuring Mike just gave us another $5 super chat. Thank you, Mike. We appreciate that so much. God bless you for that. Heaven knows we need that to pay the internet bill in another week. It's incredible. Folks, the border needs to be shut down. It's not. Biden wanted us to believe that he was going to reduce the number of illegals coming into this country to no more than 5,000 a day. That still is over 1,800,000 per year illegal immigrants. That must be stopped. And it must be stopped right now. Biden has cut the money to the Border Patrol. Biden has cut the money to Customs Border Enforcement. Biden has cut the money to immigration judges. Okay? Incredible. And yet Biden says he is in charge and he has control of everything. I call BS. Americans call BS. Adventuring Mike also gifted Emergency Management Associates membership. Thank you for that. Surgery just got gifted a membership by Adventuring Mike. Mike, thank you so much. God bless you. Who better to have it? My buddy Surgery. Okay? So I really appreciate that so much. Folks, we appreciate each and every one of you. But we need to take this information out to the masses. We need to make sure that what happened last night gets out literally all around the country. We must put a stop to this illegal immigration. We must stop and shut down the border. We must do that. My buddy Tim Bellwood from Florida just gave us a $20 super chat. And I just gave you an Emergency Management Associate sticker on your super chat. He says, "Hi Ron, keep up the great work. You always go above and beyond." Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I try to go above and beyond. I try. Surgery says we must stand together. I agree. We must stand together and turn this country around. Heidi Petrick also gave us another $5 super chat. Thanks so much, Heidi. We really, really appreciate that a lot. That means a great deal to me. You guys supporting this channel means the world to me. Surgery says, "Shows in every broadcast, my friend." Thank you so much, Surgery. Folks, we have to do something. It's not just me that needs to talk about it. And I'm going to talk about this more and more as we approach the election. YouTube be damned. If YouTube does any more nasty stuff to me, I will be suing YouTube. I've just about had it with YouTube. I will probably be going over to Rumble soon if YouTube does any more crap to me. I'm just not going to put up with it. My buddy Mark Pires left and went to YouTube, or to Rumble. He was on Rumble and YouTube last night. He did a very great program. But YouTube cut Mark Pires off. Mark Pires is somewhat of a comedian and he's a musician. He plays guitars. He does a lot of funny things. And yet YouTube told Mark Pires that he is dangerous. Mark Pires is dangerous. Mark Pires is a realtor by night and by day, and at night Mark Pires comes on the air and plays music and horses around, and he's a comedian. He's a comedian. And yet YouTube cut him off financially. YouTube is putting ads on Mark Pires' programs, and YouTube collects all the money from that, and they don't give anything to Mark. Mark is not able to monetize his channel. Mark is not able to have super chats like you have given to me, because YouTube has said that Mark is dangerous. What a bunch of crap that is. What a bunch of crap that is. Tim Bellwood says, what about truth? We have to speak the truth. We must speak the truth. Thunderbird Signs says, no way, poor Mark. I agree. If you see Mark Pires, or what Mark calls himself, Mark Inspires, and yes, Mark does inspire. If you see him on YouTube or Rumble, go there and subscribe to his program. Go there and subscribe to his program. He had a great program last night. American Mutt is here from Littleton, Colorado. Thank you so much. American Mutt, I used to live in Littleton myself. I love Littleton, Colorado still. Heidi Petrick says that attitude is what's dangerous. I agree. Sergi says he's a spiritual person, not dangerous. I agree. Mark Pires has a Bible in his studio. Mark Pires has a Bible from the 1800s in his studio. Mark Pires does read the scriptures. Mark Pires is a spiritual person. Now, I'm hoping to get Mark Pires on this program. I'm hoping. I want Mark Pires to talk to all of you, to as many people as he possibly can address. I'm going to put him on this program. Thunderbird is asking question, Ron, can the Peruvian quake make the Canadian craton rattle? No. No. The craton of Canada and the United States is the same. It has nothing to do with the South American craton. The South American craton is what created the Peruvian quake. Again, like this. The Pacific plate is subducting underneath South America, just like it is subducting under North American continent. Just like this. It's taking a deep dive under South America. That is why that quake happened. That is why that quake happened in Peru, on the southwestern side of Peru. Okay? It has nothing to do with the eastern side of the continent. Now, the South Pacific, or not South Pacific, the Pacific plate is deep diving under Alaska, Canada, and the United States on the western side. The west coast of the United States. Deep diving. That is why you see all the earthquakes from Canada, well, from Alaska, all the way down south. Because the Pacific plate is subducting underneath the North American plate. That is why we're going to have a Cascadia megathrust earthquake. Okay? It's going to happen. Thunderbird says her dog is acting weird in Calgary, Alberta. Not surprising. The entire craton is shaking. The entire continent is shaking. We are getting very close to a Cascadia event. We are getting very close to a Cascadia event. Incredible. Now, folks, I won't be back on at 6 p.m. this evening. I'm going to go to take my wife to a concert over in Valdez, which is just about 7 miles north of where we're at today, right now. I'm going to take her to this concert so we can listen to some music. But like I said, if I find out anything more about the Peruvian quake, we will be back on the air later tonight to talk about it. Okay? Do you guys have any more questions for me right now? Eventually, Mike says, back to work I go. Break time's over. Have a good day, Mike. I appreciate you so much. And thank you for your support of the channel. Thank you for giving Surgery a membership here on our channel. And thank you for your support of our channel with your super chat. I want to thank Heidi Petrick. I want to thank Tim Bellwood. I want to thank all of you. You guys are what make my day. You guys are what keep this channel on the air, and I appreciate that so much. Any questions, though? Any questions? Friday nights in Valdez, and also here in Morganton, they have free concerts for the public. So we're going up to Valdez to hear a band play that was supposed to play last year, but they got rain and thunder out last year, really bad storm. They couldn't come out on stage because of all the lightning. Unreal. All right. Anyway, guys, I hope you have a good evening. If anything else happens tonight, we'll be back on later tonight, or happens today, we'll be back on the air later tonight to tell you about it as soon as the information becomes available. Have a great day, guys. Please be safe. Please pass this program on to everybody that you know. We would greatly, greatly appreciate it. I hope I'm getting buffered here really bad here. The buffering keeps shutting our program down. I just saw that. This is the second time we've got buffered really bad here. God bless you guys. Take care. Love each other. Pass this program on to everybody. Share it. Share it widely. All your friends, your neighbors, your families, your extended families, your social media contacts, and even the people you work with. God bless you. Have fun. I love you very much. Enjoy your Friday. Folks, we will be back on the air on Sunday with our Sunday school class. I would love to see you there. Our Sunday school class will start just after 12 noon here Eastern Time. Our Sunday school class is called Come Follow Me, the Savior Said. It's a wonderful Sunday school class. Okay? It's a really wonderful class. We've had upwards of 900 people as of late. This past Sunday, it was almost 300 people that saw our program. I love that. Sunday, we're going to talk about hearing and obeying Heavenly Father. So please join us on Sunday at 12 noon with Come Follow Me, the Savior Said, right here on this channel. Have a good day, everyone. I love you very much. Good day, good night, enjoy. Bye-bye.